Hey everyone, welcome to Homestead Corner. I'm Jenny and today I've got a $40 prepper pantry stock up from the Dollar Tree. Today I was able to run into the Dollar Tree and I want to restock some of that stuff we used over the holiday. We've used quite a bit of stuff because we make a big meal for Thanksgiving. And so I wanted to get stocked back up on a few of those items, make sure my pantry is as full as possible. I know a lot of people really have high hopes that things are going to turn around quickly, but we have to be realistic. When you clean your kitchen, you make a big stinking mess first. So this could get even uglier real soon. So we want to make sure that we're prepared for things that are too expensive on the shelves, things we can't find on the shelves. All kinds of stuff can go wrong at any moment. We've got winter weather going on, all sorts of stuff. We even got our first snow over Thanksgiving, so it's beautiful and I love it, but brr, it's cold. So this week I did a $40 budget stock up, and I just want to make sure I'm replacing all those things and make sure my pantry is as full as possible. And this haul includes food and other items for emergencies and things like that, just to make sure we have everything we need. And it was $40 plus the tax, which was $1.10. So I went a little bit over, not too much, and it was just tax. So I had enough change to cover that. So let's jump in and see what we got. Okay, so the first thing I grabbed was just some Italian style breadcrumbs. You can definitely make your own. They are super easy to do, but time is a problem sometimes. We have lots of things to do. So I like to make sure that we have plenty. If I'm not making them myself, I will grab some here and there from the store. And $1.25 is a pretty good deal. We like these Italian breadcrumbs. We use them for toppings for casseroles, all sorts of stuff. You can put them on your chicken, make your own shake and bake, all that stuff. You can do tons of things with that. The next thing I grabbed was 2 packages of the pepperoni. There's enough for 2 pizzas in each one of these. And we do the little pizza roll-ups and stuff. So one of these goes as a meal. $1.25 for meat is a good deal. You can get these for $1 at Dollar General, I believe. But we don't really have one that close. And the one that is kind of close looks like a bomb went off all the time. So I don't love to go there. It was freshly looted. The next thing I grabbed were just a couple packages of dog treats. Remember, in times of emergencies, your pets count on you today. They are going to count on you in emergencies. We've got to make sure that we have all the things to keep normal life going for our pets as well as our family. So we're preparing for everyone and everything in our house. The next thing I grabbed, I found these. I never saw them before. They're Harvest Hill white corn grits. Just simple, easy. I love grits. You can do them savory. You can do them sweet. There's just so many ways to use them. And they are wonderful as a side, or you can add them into things. You can do tons of stuff with it. It really is super helpful. The next thing I grabbed was a couple cans of the red gold petite diced tomatoes. These have the green chilies in them. So they're kind of like the Rotel, not quite exactly the same, but very close. And they work great to add into spaghetti or chili or any kind of thing like that. We use them in our bean soups, lots of stuff. We love to have diced tomatoes on the shelf. And when you don't have the right size tomato, you can blend them up. If you're looking for sauce and you don't have it, throw this in your blender. It's going to be just fine. Add your seasoning and you will have a delicious sauce. It's simple and easy. And then we also grabbed 4 cans of the beef broth. I used quite a bit of broth over the holiday. We like to use it. I use broth for my stuffing instead of water. Lots of things that we cook with water. I do add broth to, especially during the holidays. We want to punch up that flavor and make it, as nutritious and delicious as possible. So we did get 4 cans of the beef. And I love the beef. And they did have more of the low sodium chicken broth in, and I really love this one. It's not quite so salty. If they had low sodium beef, I'd get that one too. That way I don't have to worry so much about putting any kind of salt in or anything like that. When I use regular broth and bouillon, stuff like that, I don't even add salt because it's just too salty. So, but I love these low sodium ones. They're perfect, especially if you have someone you're feeding that needs to be on low sodium diet. $1.25 is really good for a can of Swanson's broth. It is way over $1.50 at our local stores, so I grab it wherever I can at the best price. Okay, so the last food thing, I believe, that I picked up was 4 pounds of rice. The 2-pound bags are a good deal. They're a little bit cheaper than Walmart for the 2-pound bags, and definitely cheaper than the 2 of the 1-pound bags. So if you're buying big bulk rice, that's going to be your best option and the cheapest. But if you're getting just a couple pounds at a time to keep everything full, Dollar Tree really has a decent deal on it. So we love to grab that. The next thing I grabbed was just an extra pack of cough drops. We want to make sure the winter weather is here, and we need to be ready for that and have all those things. We really like the Ricola, but they have a wide variety there actually, which is great. And then I also grabbed some of this stomach relief. It's the same thing as Pepto-Bismol, and we keep these small bottles in the house for our dogs actually. We can eat it too, but when your puppy gets an upset stomach, Pepto-Bismol is a wonderful thing to have on hand. We always keep it in our dog supplies, and we can use it too, but we don't usually need it as often because I love ginger. We have a lot of ginger going on in the bellies. And the next thing I grabbed was just a small eyeglass repair kit. I really love these, especially for your emergency bags, your purse, your car, anything like that. So you've got it with you when the screw falls out of your glasses or one of the pads falls off. Everything is right here. There's a cleaning cloth. You've got a couple different kinds of pads, a couple different kinds of screwdrivers, and it's in a handy little plastic case. It's not much of a case, but it holds it all together, so that's all that matters. And they are great to have. And then I also grabbed this Care US First Aid Kit, 21 pieces. It's a little tin, which I thought was great. You can use it for buttons after, or mini sewing kit, or whatever you wanted to use it for. And it just comes with a little bit of tape, some Band-Aids, and they're a cute bunch of different kinds of Band-Aids in here, and even a couple of square patch clear Band-Aids. So that is handy. You want to make sure you've got all the things you need. You could definitely put a small thing of Neosporin in here, some alcohol wipes. There's plenty of room. You could beef this up definitely. But for $1.25, I thought it was a super good deal because you've got the container as well, and you can use it in a bunch of different ways. You could put some cardboard and wax in here, make a fire starter after you're done. Anything you want. The little metal containers are always super handy to reuse for something else. The next thing I grabbed was just some extra strength Tylenol to have in my emergency bags, my purse, things like that. I know I went out to lunch with the ladies from church, and I was the only one that had Tylenol in her bag. So I was able to help someone else with it, and making sure we've got those little things. It doesn't have to be big. I love these little packs because it's perfect. You don't have to carry around a big bottle, or you can keep them in your car. They're perfect for your emergency bags. We just love them all around. They are super handy. And of course, some kind of fire starter is almost always in my Dollar Tree hauls because they're a pretty good deal, and I don't think you can have too much fire starter. Matches are wonderful. They're not going to go bad as long as you keep them dry. I also like these lighters. It has a little extra thing here. It's not like the big long one, but those are really long. These will fit in your pocket if you need to. Great for emergency bags, easy to light, and they are refillable. And I like that. We always keep the little cans to refill them. The next thing I grabbed was a little mini sewing kit. This does not have the best thread in it, but it will get you through an emergency. You're just definitely going to want to double it up or it'll snap because it's kind of thin. But these are great. It's got pins and all sorts of stuff. A tape measure. There's tons of things in here. Little finger guards, thimbles, I guess you call them. My grandma always had thimbles. But they are good to have for those emergencies, and especially your emergency bags, things like that. If you have got to go, you're going to want to have something to repair. And the next thing we grabbed were a couple of these moisture absorbers. I love these for the pantry, the gun cabinet, anywhere you're storing ammo, things like that. You have got to keep that stuff dry. You do not want your food storage rusting, so you want make sure your pantry is nice and dry, or wherever you're storing food. And these work great. You can see the liquid fill right up in there. We keep tons of these in the pantry, so we always have them on hand because I just love them. And we've been using them for years. They work wonderfully. Okay, the next thing I grabbed, they had a complete care dental kit for your pets. Always nice to have an extra toothbrush, that, dog paste, because they don't like mint. Mine don't anyway. So you want to make sure you've got all the things that your pets need. And I like to make sure we have extra of everything, because you just never know. You can't find it, can't afford it, who knows? It could be anything, and we want to be ready for those weird little situations, because there seems to be a lot of weird situations all the time. The next thing I grabbed was a vapor stick, and I don't normally buy these, but I wanted to give it a try and see how it is. It's like Vicks Vapor Rub, but it's in a stick. I usually use the doTERRA one, but it is super duper expensive, and this is only $1.25, so thought we'd give it a try, see how it is. And then for the last three items I picked up were just dental floss. Dental floss is wonderful to have on hand, not only to keep those teeth all clean and healthy, but this is waxed and makes a wonderful thread for outdoor gear. If you rip a jacket, a tent, a tarp, anything like that, your boots, you can stitch it with this stuff, and it is super strong, and it is not going to rot like regular thread when it gets wet. So we love to keep extra of our dental floss, so we've got it for those emergency sewing projects. The next thing is a 3-pack of toothbrushes, $1.25, can't beat that. We always keep a large supply of toothbrushes. Oral care is so important. In a long-term emergency, you may not be able to get to a doctor or a dentist for months, years. It could be a long time. I know here, it's not even an emergency right now, and going to the dentist or the doctor is actually quite difficult to get in because we just don't have enough staff in the offices. We don't have enough dentists. We don't have enough doctors here in our state. So if your state's anything like mine, you want to stay right on top of your health to make sure you're keeping yourself as healthy as possible. And the last thing that I grabbed was some toothpaste, because we're cleaning up those teeth, making sure they're good. We want to make sure we've got all those regular things we use all the time and things that are wonderful in an emergency that are going to be helpful for us. So most of this stuff is everyday items, but they can be used in a ton of different ways, which is great. They're versatile, and you cannot have too much stuff in your pantry, I don't think. So making sure, keep it rotated, keep it full, and you are going to be ahead of the game when something happens. Many people have absolutely nothing. They don't have 24 hours worth of food in their home, never mind any kind of emergency supplies. So making sure you have what you need is so important right now. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!